Thanks, Steve. You're so wavy.
And Juneteenth and graduations and celebrations. Hey, so super exciting weekend. I got to personally see Carmen walk. Yay! Got to see this queen walk across the stage. It was amazing to get to see her from when I first met her to just beaming like the proud mom moment. Like, look my baby. Look my baby. So just chill with my family this weekend. My son cooked an amazing dinner for Father's Day. I can't get those down. I mean, I can't say enough about that food. I ate 3 times yesterday, so it was good.
That's great. But welcome to Shopkulture Sepreme. We're here. This episode, I think this is episode 12. We're here and we have Shante Cherie. She's one of our hostesses, and we also have the creator of Shopkulture, Mr. Barry Crosby.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, everybody.
And then Carmen found his mind.
Oh, yes.
So Bishop Nary.
Oh, yes. I just want to thank everybody for all your congratulations and good wishes and good vibes and good things like that. Yes, I have my sash that my first lady gave me, and it is be true to you. And that's what we're going to start this off with. Always be true to yourself. But how was your week? How was your Father's Day, Barry?
It was good. It was good. Spent it with family. Spent it with pops. Some B time, and just got a chance to relax, which was much needed. So,
Good. All right. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
I always get spoiled. My son is good at getting good gifts. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Just the type of person you are. I can imagine he gets it from his dad. So,
Thank you.
but today's show is we're doing something different today, and we're business minded. We're doing. We're talking about business. Sorry about that, y'all. Lord
She
have
lost
mercy.
her train of thought.
Yes, I did. I'm trying to play it off.
There you go.
But we're being business minded today, and we want to talk about entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, and the advantages and disadvantages of being an entrepreneur. So this is something new for us, outside the norm. But we're gonna do what we're gonna do, and we're gonna give some advice. We have 2 people on the panel today who are entrepreneurs and have been for some time. So we're going to get advice from them. And I have a little business, but it's kind of different, and we're going to talk about that today too. As far as home-based businesses.
Right.
So, in starting that, we definitely, for this episode, we definitely would like to have some of your feedback and some what's the word? Engagement.
Yeah, your advice.
Your advice.
Definitely.
Yes, whatever you can give, whatever advice you have that you can give to someone who is just starting their journey. So that's where we're at today, y'all. So let's kick it.
Okay.
Miss Shante Cherie. Hey. Yes, please tell us the name of your business and how long you've been in business.
Wow. Forever. No, my business is Shante Sassy Boutique. I have an accessories boutique, which means hair accessories, jewelry, that type of thing. No clothes, no none of. Yeah, because I would be a mess. Yes, I did the clothes and everything. I have been doing this since about 2014 was when I started, and me and Kermit talked a little bit about this earlier about why you started, your why, your reason. So my reason for even starting a business was I was not working. I was a stay-at-home mom, a full-time student. I was working on my associate's degree, and I wanted to figure out a way to help my husband bring in income, right?
Oh.
So I am not a seller. I tell this to everybody because most people don't get it, is that I don't sell anything, but I share everything, right?
Repeat that.
Right.
No, repeat that. That's a great,
That's a great
moniker.
Sell anything, but I share everything.
That's
You
guys need to. That's
yeah.
it. That is it.
Yeah.
Because
Shopkulture. That's Shopkulture slash.
That could be a
That's the
hashtag. Yeah.
But they also say you can only keep what you have by giving it away.
Ooh, I like that too.
Well,
You can't steal that.
We can't. Well, I mean, okay, but
what you just said.
So,
that
what you
right
say, honey?
there.
What you just said, real quickly. Let's just say hello to everybody.
Oh, hi,
Stoney,
hi.
Tay, Trevor, and if you're an entrepreneur, like Tay, I know you have a business. Why don't you put it in the comment section?
Yes,
and Trevor,
please.
I know you have a business. Why don't you put it in the comment
Your
section?
website, shout yourself
So
out.
we can see it, and let's get this going.
Yes.
We're going to also continue it on the Shop Culture page. I want to have a list of what people do.
Definitely.
And how we can kind of encourage each other by participating with each other's business and knowing what, maybe put a directory together. Might something like that.
Yes,
Back to what you got to say.
That sounds amazing.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
So, so that is how I really started my business was signed up with a company. I got my jewelry, and I'm at home, right? Kids are at school, husband's at work. I'm at home alone. And I literally dumped everything on the floor. And then I'm like, what in the holy hell did I just get myself into?
Yes.
It put me into a shock phase because I have been in healthcare for almost 20 years. So selling anything was not my jam. I've never worked in fast food. I've never worked in retail. That was just not my jam. So who's the person you always call? Call my mom. And was like, I got this jewelry here. I need to come to the city. I used to live in Hoquin, out by Ocean Shores.
That's my God.
At the coast.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah.
That's a tiny.
It's like this big.
Whenever you go to Ocean Shores, it is that small little town.
That you speed through.
You speed through. It's on your right hand side.
Real quick.
How you got it? Why were you guys living out there? He
It's a long story. It's a long story how we ended up out there, but I was glad for the experience.
I would have never guessed.
Yes.
Don't they only got like one school that has the middle school and the high school combined?
The middle school and the high school, they do have an elementary school too.
Look at that.
I
know my
right?
stuff, man. How would I know that?
Small community, y'all. So I called my mom. We only had one car. So, have you got to get to work? I got on a transit, 2.5 hour transit ride from Grace Harbor County to Pierce County, right?
Wait,
2.5 hours.
what the?
Yeah, it took a long time. So I get there, I tell my mom, there's no spiel, right? There's no spiel. Everything is $5. Have at it. She sets it up, calls all her friends. They come over. I have like a little over 200 pieces of jewelry with me. I went home, you guys, literally not trying to sell anything, but sharing what I had. I went home with 16 pieces of jewelry. That is how my business took off. Now, Facebook was like new-ish back then, right? For me, right? Social media, not a big thing, it wasn't a thing for me. So I took my business everywhere. I went to Spokane, spent weeks over there, went to Portland, spent time out there. I pretty much took my business wherever I could set up, I was going. So it was that motivation for myself because I could be on the go, take my laptop with me, still participate in school, and still engage with my kids, still engage with my husband, and still be able to make that money and make his money stretch, but that little bit already helped. So that was really my why I even started it, and because I love jewelry. Jewelry is one of my big passions. I love it. I love to receive it. I love to give it. I just really love jewelry, and a lot of the females in Shopkulture will know me from my lives. Now, when I started doing my lives, I did them all the time. I mean, I was always on Facebook. Then I moved over into Instagram and just tried a whole bunch of different things. And then after a little while, I kind of backed off. We had a lot of tragedy and stuff going on. So I kind of had to back away and kind of collect myself to getting back into my business. So now that I am not healed, but I'm okay, I'm going to start. You guys are going to start seeing a lot of me. Y'all going to be tired of me, but that's okay. I don't mind. So really that was my why, and your why changes.
Do you find that it's easier to enjoy what you're doing if you have that why or if you have that purpose?
Well, you have to have the reason. You have to have the reason of why you're going to even start. It could be like Mr. Crosby, barbershop.
Well, yeah, my story is a little kind of like yours, but it doesn't seem like it was just a barber shop, so I have to go into that.
Yes, definitely.
So what you're saying,
but yeah, so your why, and it changes. It never stays the same. That's the good part about it. So as you change in your business, your why changes. Why you're still doing business, right?
Angela's in the building.
Hi, Angie.
That actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely makes sense, because the more you grow, like things that you have access to is gonna grow,
right,
or transition, however you want to say it. So I think that's a true statement.
What's your why?
Guys, make sure you like and share.
Yes.
This is Shopkulture Supreme. We are talking about things that are important, which is being in business. Even if you're not in business, you might want to get in business.
Yes.
And in today's times, it is so important to have multiple streams of income.
Definitely.
So even if you don't think you're an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur. We are in our own ways. So shows like this, episodes like this, tune in, share it, talk about it.
Yeah. Put your feedback in there.
That's
I love it, Barry.
Love it.
Go ahead and smile.
Yes.
You trying to be mugging back there, trying to be hard.
My teeth are not smiling back. Sorry.
My why is me.
There you go.
I mean, because my kids are grown.
Okay.
I really don't have, access to family. So it's my why is me.
Hey, I can be anything you want it to be.
And like for me, like I do have a travel business, but I decided to put that on hold.
Okay.
So that I can go back to school and, find, I guess, what what my passion is, and my passion is travel. And by me doing that, home-based businesses, I think, is a little bit more structured because they have their own, like their own knowledge, their own information, you know, and it's a constant learning process.
Yes.
Like for traveling, you have to be up on everything because the industry is constantly turning over, and you have to know that. You know, you have to know, you know, about airlines. You need to know about lodging. So it's a constant turnover, and you really have to be up on that information. Right. So for me, you know, having that. By the way, it's TNT Travels LLC. So, but you know, I have options, you know, and that's my thing, you know. So if I want to start my traveling business back up, I can. Options, yes.
That's one of the pros of being an entrepreneur. I got options.
Yes. So it's definitely, you know, for me, and that's the hardest part for me is keeping up on the information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's a constant. Then you're watching so many webinars. Then you're, you know, you got to know. If you don't know geography, you better.
Yeah, you better know something.
Because I'm telling you, I had to put it on hold and say, hold up, I need to find out where Africa is. Okay. Yeah, seriously. I have to know the continents, and you know, I ain't afraid to say I just found out that Africa is a continent, not a country.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, that's what going to school. That's what going to school.
Right.
Yeah,
and everybody sees that you have to learn. You have to learn your business.
Yes. And not only that, you have to be a people's person. You can't be an introvert / extrovert and deal with people. You really have to like people. A little bit.
So, give me paper.
Wait a minute. Where's my paper, y'all? Sorry. Hold it.
And I do want to go through some of the pros and cons that you guys commented today. Thank you for your feedback. We definitely appreciate it.
Definitely.
Sorry, I opened my AAA app. We do not need a tow. We do not need.
So while you're going into that,
okay.
Barry, what's your experience as being an entrepreneur, and what was your beginning, and what's your business, and how long have you been in business?
My business is Barry's Barbershop. I've been in business now 24 years.
What?
Yes.
How old are you, Mr. CrossFit?
I was fortunate enough. It was my father's business.
Okay.
But he got into the barber business once he retired. He wanted to open something up.
Yeah.
He opened up a barbershop. I was graduating from school at the time and actually going to go to Western. And he was like, you need money. And so you should think about trying to take something where you can, you know, make some money off of it, maybe a trade. And I was actually even trying to get into the business. I wasn't really something that was, you know, something I really wanted to do. I had somewhat of an interest in it. But then just being around my dad and kind of being around the business and seeing how it operated and worked, I was like, wow, this is something that, yeah, you can make some money. And so I went to barber school, took a year away from barber school and got my license. Actually, I think I was like 19, 20 years old. And then at that time, my father, it was like 3 years later, was like, hey, this is yours. Do what you know, if you want to keep it, sell it, do whatever you need to do. But I'm done. And so I had to learn. I had to learn on the go. And so I was fortunate enough that my parents always encouraged entrepreneur, but they also encouraged education. And for me, going back to school was so valuable because I was taught about business. And then I had the old school cats coming in who weren't even,
Exactly.
educated in the traditional, but they were educated because they were actually smarter than my
Yes.
professors,
There you go.
and they got me on game. So I was 24 years old at that. Actually, I take that back. I was 20 years old and I bought my first house
There you go.
from listening to the old school, the OGs who taught me game about, okay, yes, you have a business, but you also have to look at how you can invest and make money on top of your money.
Right.
Make money while you're sleeping.
Yes.
And when you do that, that's when you on it.
Doing something. Yeah.
And so I had them teaching me that. I also got into the stock market at 20 years old. So all these different maneuvering was taught because I was able to have a traditional business, but I was able to be around and fortunate to be around men who gave me the gift to get, the gift of information, because information is key and
Do
valuable.
you think if you didn't have that support that you would be somewhere other than here now?
I probably might be in something different because I was gearing toward doing something different.
Okay.
But then I started, because then I went into real estate and I started flipping homes and I started doing these other things that set me up a nest egg. So I was able to stay in the barber business while I was, still having clientele, still creating and whatnot. But I think if I had it differently, I've always had a sense and understanding about, it's hard for me to think about working for somebody else. That's what keeps me here. I mean,
So
I was
that's
fortunate.
your why?
Yes, I think so. I think it's just being able to, my wife's legacy. I always want to have something to give to, my son so he can have a head start. I think that's so important. I think that's,
That's awesome.
so.
Well, look at you, Mr. Crosby. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
He grown. He grown, y'all. He grown. Wait a minute, here you go.
There you go.
That's our old little insight. Though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Charlie Law says from the Shopkulture group today, when you commented the pros and cons of entrepreneurship, this one is really one that is geared towards my business because I am a mobile business and I can go anywhere. She says definitely making your own schedule and being able to make money wherever I go are super perks. Hands down.
That's that flexibility.
Yes.
Being able to bounce from one place to one place and not lose no business.
Right.
Yes.
And people follow you.
Yes.
When you are a good business person, I mean, personable, you give people the sense that you want them to be around you, that what you have is something that they need, right? Hands down, best experiences is going to different places and have people follow you to where you go. Now that is always it used to warm my heart because I used to be everywhere. I mean, every event that you could think of, I was in there, and it would be like, I came to find you because I don't want to get anything from anybody else but you.
Yeah.
That is very humbling.
Yes.
As an entrepreneur, to have to have a following for your business because of you.
But also word of mouth. Your clientele is built on that.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, they say that 80%, just from what I learned by being in class, like 80% of businesses, or should I say 80% of clientele is return business, return clients.
Or it's like, girl, you got to go to Paris because he gonna line you up real good, and you're still gonna look like a female. Because some of these that I don't went to have me coming out there straight looking like I'm going to the military. But here is another one that Red said in the Shopkulture group. A pro is making your own schedule and doing what you love. That's always important. The con is being the only one responsible for everything. That is a big one.
Definitely.
Because it's like you have to be, well, you don't have to be, but you can be the accountant, You manage it.
No, you have to
Well,
be.
you got to stay on top of it. But I mean, you can hire an accountant. There are people that do that for a living. You have to be. You have to show up. You have to.
Others.
You have to do your inventory. For me, inventory is like, come on, Alexa, let me turn you on because I'm about to be out here for a couple of hours going through inventory. You're the sorter, you're the packager, you're the shipper, you're the everything,
Contact.
right? Oh, you're the contact person. You don't want to get the complaint. You don't want to get this, that, and the third. And another thing that I learned about being an entrepreneur is people look at you differently than they do the big boxes. Okay? Walmart, Target, just anything, Bevmo. It could be anything that you're selling. They're looking at you differently, right? You have to put on the superior customer service. They don't always get that when they go to the big box, and you a liar if you say that you do. You have to have a smile on your face constantly. You cannot show up to your business with attitude. I mean, you got to check that right at the door and move forward. There is just so much stuff, and I used to say it all the time, like, the big boxes will give you what you need right then. But to make that connection with somebody who listens to what you want and gives you what you want, like my sister Tiffany, Finesse for You Boutique. I can tell her I want something. She sends me the correct size every time. Whether I'm thicker, thinner, it doesn't even matter. She makes sure that I get exactly what I need, and I don't have to be like, and she'll be like, no, sis, because that's going to be too big on you, or that's going to be too small on you.
That's excellent customer service.
It is amazing customer service.
That's excellent customer service.
But you can't get that when you always go to, when you go to like a big box place. Because you got to go in there and try it on. She's like my personal shopper. I love her. Shout out on these glasses from my girl.
All right.
Sheldon said one of his pros, independence and fulfillment. That is very powerful. To be fulfilled from what you love doing.
Passionate.
Yes, very passionate. The cons. This is it. Lots of work. Yes. Tireless nights.
Yes.
Hell yes. You don't have a 9-to-5 schedule.
You have a 24-hour on-call schedule.
Yeah, pretty much. I am a physician of jewelry. I am a physician of jewelry, honey.
On call 24 hours.
I tell you what, I still get messages, and thank God for my girls that will hit me up like, here's the dress, right? Send me a picture of a dress. I need you to match me some jewelry. I have somewhere to be tonight.
That's customer service.
Oh yeah, honey.
That's bomb.
And I'm out there.
But then you also have to be a psychologist, like.
You have to be all of it. Oh, definitely. Especially in the barber shop.
Yes.
I'm
Therapists, psychiatrists,
strippers.
Oh, no, Barry he's my barber.
But you a stripper now?
Yeah, he is.
I'm checking.
Yes, therapist. I mean, he knows some things, just by me sitting in his chair.
Oh, this one, Lisa. Pros and cons. Pro. No one can tell you what to do. It starts and ends with you. You can only do what you can do. That's it. The con. Being on time for everything. Even the little thing. That is like one of my, I hate being late.
I can't, and I think I asked the question, like, how
you did too.
Like, how is it a con being on time?
No.
Did I
misunderstand that? Yeah, what she's saying is being on time for everything. Like me, I did shows. So they have certain hours set aside for you to come and set up. I want to be there at that very first minute of that very first hour. Sometimes it's 2 hours. Sometimes it's more.
Well, actually being on time is actually being late.
That is true.
So,
but making sure that you are there to set up, to make sure that everything is straight, to make sure. I mean, being on time for all of that is all encompassing because it has to look good.
Sound good.
I mean, it has to catch somebody's attention like that.
Yes.
I mean, you have to look good, smell good, hair right, makeup on.
It only takes 30 seconds to make a first impression, y'all.
There you go.
30 seconds.
And if
30
you wait on
minutes.
that,
Hell, come to me. Lord, I'm good. 5 seconds, I'm good. So you ain't got to worry about the 30-second rule with me. It's 5
any comments
seconds.
pop through there?
No, I'm just waiting. So again, we're asking you, what is your business? So I've asked that question. Post it.
We got
got somebody-
Chefs. We got Tate Chefs.
Tate.
Josie the Creations.
Did she? Let me go up. Josie, is it?
Is it Josie? Yeah, Josie.
Tate, are we saying that correct? If not, please
Please correct.
correct us. We want to get it.
Because we got it all.
And that is it for right now.
Okay.
Back to you, ladies.
All right. So now going into the SK Supreme Chit Chat Lounge when Carmen posted it, I actually posted. One of the pros is the extra income, right? That was part of my very first why, was getting that extra income so that everything was not resting on my husband.
But when you first start out, there's that uncertainty of the income.
Always. Everything that you do is uncertain. When
That's
you start your
basically,
business.
that's a disadvantage. That's one disadvantage, being uncertain of whether or not you're going to sell a certain amount today, or, how you're, do you have enough money from the sales to, continue your inventory.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of uncertainty. So, and everybody wants to build a successful business.
Right.
So, yes, there's that fear too.
There is.
There's that fear of not being successful. I'm playing devil's advocate right now.
I'll
So
see. She looked at me down right now. But I mean, you gotta hear it.
yes,
Yeah, it's definitely
yes,
a part
definitely.
of business.
And like say whatever field you're in or whatever product you're selling. I think a disadvantage for me is that I have to stay constantly up on that product and what's going on with that product, and versus just selling it, and so for me that's a pain in the ass.
Well, yeah.
But if you have to be able to do these things, or be willing to do these things. I think when I left, like my last couple days of school, I actually asked for a mentor. So, like, there's just some things that you have to listen. You have to take heed to. And no better, people to take heed from than people who are actually doing it. So, and saying that, what are some of, like, what do you guys think some of the advantages for some of you who are entrepreneurs? Like, what do you guys think are some advantages that you have experienced or disadvantages that you have experienced personally?
I would say hitting those personal goals. Like you said, you set a goal for when you're out there selling or sharing, as I say. Like, okay, I'm setting up at an event, 2-day event. Okay, I know I can make 1,000 easy. I know I can.
That's good.
Right? So you set that bar. This is me. I have my little notebook out there, so every time I sell, I make that notebook. So, and then I'm like, I did the Bellevue Wedding Show one year, and was the only jewelry vendor there. Product on hand. Jewelry vendor there. They showcased my jewelry in their fashion show. It's all about being in that perfect space.
Right place.
So and it was just like, so now you got the mother of the bride, you have the groom's mom, you got the bridesmaids, and I mean they're all in there going ham. It was good to watch on the back end of it. I was like, oh God, I hope I wasn't like that, when I was getting married, but whatever.
I think you were a bridesmaid.
But I actually, We'll talk. Um,
Detail.
So I'm sitting there and I have, all of my stuff is set up, and I swear to God, in that 2-day event, I walked out with $3,500. And absolutely, all my boards was empty. My higher price pieces gone. The pieces that were in the fashion show gone. It was just like one of those experiences like, oh my God. Like, is this, what, do I need to just stay here? In the bridal part, in the bridal business? Because when you go to those type of shows, and this is why I signed up, because I have never been to a bridal show ever to where they had product on hand. It is, you get their card, you make an appointment, and so on and so forth. So I put myself in that space to kind of show myself that I could do this.
But see, going back to what you said a while ago, you said you've never sold anything, you're not a seller.
Mm-mm.
But you sold your seat, and that's the thing. A lot of people get mixed up that even if you don't think you're a seller,
Yeah.
you are a seller because you have to sell yourself.
Pretty much.
That's what
it was. What you got, baby?
Real quick, Tay says she was talking about the name of her business. She says,
Okay.
my kids' first 2 initials put together is actually their business. I'm just running it until they get old enough to run it. Tay,
That's
you're providing
what's up, Tay.
a legacy.
There you
That's
go.
And
what's
me
up,
and her.
Tay. Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, Tay, are you a Scorpio? Because that's how.
Yes.
Because that's Scorpio thinking. Legacy is always.
Oh,
That's-
gosh. Here we go.
Who else? I
Look, here we go.
know. I know. And she also said, networking is a pro. Opens a lot of doors.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
And
does.
it goes back to the old adage: it's not what you know, but who you know.
Who you
too.
know.
Come on.
Definitely.
And Tay says, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
She is a Scorpio.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Tay, you just couldn't keep that part to yourself.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh, my
I
God.
was going.
He back there smiling, Tay. Just.
Lord have mercy. I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut.
But yeah, but always coming into the room, introducing yourself,
Yes.
talking to everybody.
Yes.
That is one thing that I can say that I have, is that I can come into a room and talk to everybody.
Lord.
It doesn't matter.
You got me
there.
the first 5
You-
minutes. I'm telling you.
Stop it.
Oh.
But to come in and just show general interest in what they are saying, engaging, definitely engagement is the key. So with the bridal show that I did, it was the engagement that got me really like into it. It's like the women that were wearing the dresses, like, can we wear your jewelry in the fashion show? And I'm like, absolutely. Because they, of course, had to, oh my God, these dresses were magnificent. None of them had accessories. None of them came
So
with
it was
accessories.
right
Their
there.
accessory was the comb and the veil, right? Was the accessory to the dress. But when you get married, most women, not all of them, but most women have some type of accessories that they wear, whether it's a bracelet, whether it's a pair of stud earrings, whether it is like a teardrop necklace. It doesn't even matter. They wear some type of accessory besides their ring
Yes.
in the ceremony. Now the little after party part, I mean, we got wild. But
I'm pretty sure
but
accessories and all.
it's always being out there, and they be like, can I touch the jewelry? I'm like, it's jewelry, is it? Have at it. I mean, it's just like, and when you see stuff that you usually don't get, because mine is a product but based business, I have to keep inventory.
Yes.
That is something that I have to keep. To see multiples just fly off the shelves, because there's 5, 6, 10, 12 bridesmaids sometimes in a wedding party, and they all want the same thing. You know, their dress might not be the same, but they need coordination somewhere.
Yes.
So it's always, for me, as a product-based business, to have multiples of select things that I know is something that I would be drawn to. Me, I like big. I like big pieces.
Oh.
I like.
You know why?
I like the chunky pieces of
Why you
jewelry. I'm
smell?
sorry, you guys. I like chunky pieces of jewelry, but I also like dainty pieces of jewelry, right? But more, I'm not a long necklace person. I like short necklaces. I like choker style necklaces, right? So you kind of have to just kind of see what sells and kind of move with it. And then, of course, in jewelry, it changes all the time.
Yes.
It could be from everybody wants to wear posts to they want ear crawlers to they want danglies to they want, you know, the ones that touch your shoulders. They want the big hoochie hoops. I mean, I've seen it all.
Yes.
But just making sure that your clientele can get something of what you have to keep coming back for more is essential to any business.
For me, I honestly believe, and I have to get better. I definitely have to get better with customer service. I mean, my customer service skills is excellent. It's my attitude that interferes with that. And I know I need to work on that. But for me, customer service is everything because that determines whether or not a customer comes back.
Yeah,
definitely. They say customers is always right. I've never felt that theory. I've never, dealt with that theory, but to a certain extent, I guess
it's a true thing.
I
I mean,
guess
you got to pick your battles. You got to pick your battles in business. I mean, is it worth it to have it out with the customer at a show? Then to say, okay, how can I fix it? To stop and check yourself. Sometimes you got to check your whole attitude. Because like I said, you can be going through 1,050 things at home. When you get on that floor, you need to check it.
Yes.
And be ready for whatever comes to you. And it could be somebody's attitude. They just didn't, somebody was selling the same product at the last one that I was at, and then she was there. And that preconceived notion that everybody is the same.
Yes.
Right? You have to always prove them wrong. Not tell them that they're wrong, but to prove them wrong with your grace, with the way that you speak. You just got to pick your battles when it comes to.
I think
to
being
these types of things.
One of the traits of a successful entrepreneur would be the adaptability.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you got a chameleon your way into it. I'm married.
And the versatility to be able to, rise up or, meet people where they are.
Right.
And that's a difficult task in itself.
Yeah.
For me, and I'm speaking for me, I just soon not deal with it.
See, but you can't shut down. Right?
Yep.
You cannot shut down. And believe me, I've been in situations in certain parts of this state where, she was not accepted for who she was. But I still made my goal. So that's all that matters to me is that I still made my goal.
So let me ask you something. Ask you guys something. How are Tay? She had a comment on there about being able to have the flexibility to add minorities to the staff.
Yeah.
How have you guys been treated as a minority business owner? Like how do other businesses treat you as far as having that status as being a business owner?
Well, I guess I never looked at it per se like I'm the black business. I'm own a business that happens to be ran by a black man. And that's how I look at it because my business is very diverse, as you can probably what 50-50 on black, white.
It's not 50-50. I'll say about 60-40.
Yeah, it's pretty
and it's going the other way, but okay.
Yeah. And so I guess you have to just look at it in terms of what you're how you're trying to promote your business.
That's like the promotion. Promoting yourself.
Yes, and that's another way of selling yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you definitely have to be able to do that. And people think it's hard to sell yourself, but it's really not. I mean, at least for me, it's not, if I'm speaking from the heart, I'm selling myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I guess people find it difficult to do that because a lot of people say what they want, what they think people want to hear versus what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's quite easy to sell myself. Now, selling products, I sell cannabis at the moment, and I'm damn good at that. But as far as selling, like insurance and stuff like that, and I can't do it.
Don't say what you can't do.
I'm not gonna say I can't.
I'm telling you.
It's something that I don't want to do. How about that?
When you have to do something, or you will figure out a way to get it done. Like I said, I was not a seller. I did not sell anything. I worked in healthcare. Always have. And funny thing before I finish that, I went to travel school back in 2001. I graduated on 9/11. Yeah. So that shut my whole travel. Shut it down. Yep.
Okay.
I graduated 9/11.
Okay.
What was I saying? That just popped into my brain.
Oh, why you rubbing my leg?
My hands over here. Put my hands over. Not an ad. Not an ad. But anyway, so Stoney says, here we go. The ability to take a no. How hard is that for a person in business that is out there doing, everything that they can to share something, or in various cases provide a service, or sell a meal, or sell a package for a vacation. For somebody to say, no, I think I'm gonna go with somebody else.
The word "no" period is stigmatized. Just the two letters.
Right.
Stigmatized already. No means no, which means you ain't getting nothing.
Right.
Of nothing.
But
no,
can it make you kind of go into the mindset of what was not good enough for that person? It can kind of make you overthink it. I think so.
I overthink everything.
Yeah, it can make you overthink that. No, like, okay, or kind of put you in a headspace of, okay, so maybe for this person, maybe it was the way that I cut hair, or the way I presented the jewelry, or the way that the package looked on the screen, the pictures as far as that. So taking the no can be hard. Any no is a hard pill to swallow if it's something that you want, or
But
something that you need.
You have to take it on the chin and keep it moving.
Right.
And that's the one thing that I learned, like when I first moved down here, like I got so many rejections. No, about getting a place down here. And it was even to the point where I got a call that I got the place, and maybe 5-10 minutes later told me that I didn't have it. So no, rejection is hard, but you have to take, if you want it bad enough, you'll do what you got to do to get to where you want to be. Right. Not where you need to be, but where you want to be.
That's right. Anything up on the screen, Barry?
Let us see.
Excuse me.
And Stoney said something that I thought was, did you already mention, or maybe it wasn't mentioned, which we give customer service in all aspects of life.
Definitely.
I thought that was really well.
A good way.
Really well stated.
Customer service is, every day.
I give customer service right now. Working at the VA. I mean, some days you just want to go ham on them. Like, man, really? Like some of the stuff they come with you, but you're just like, okay, sir, ma'am.
Trevor said emotional intelligence will help you run through no's as you get more experience, because the sooner you detach emotion from business, the better for you. I totally.
Awesome.
You know what? That is 100% straight truth. If you remove emotions from everything, I mean every situation, we would have more solutions and less problems. I honestly believe that if you just take emotions out of every and any type of situation, we'll have more solutions.
And then Tay has we want to retaste? She has a good one.
Selling retail and providing a service is so different. Most people are looking for the service, while retail is, to me, a little harder to convince the customer by feeling like they need this right now, have to have quality products or eye catching.
Yeah.
Tay, I agree with that too, because like I said, I sell cannabis, and that's the one thing that we definitely have to do. You know, we have to know, you know, what to sell the customer.
Exactly.
You know, when they come in, we have to know.
So you guys done your homework on the product at hand. That's good.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Just like, you know, I can't do it no other way but tell people what I smoke.
Right.
And how it makes me feel.
Mm-hmm.
So by me giving that knowledge away,
Right.
you know, and letting them know, like, maybe, you know, it might not react like that with you, but you can try it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is, you know, so giving them that, you know, like giving them that information and being able to, you know, understand your customer.
Right.
You know, understand their needs, not their wants, but their needs. Understanding, because, you know, emotionally, that customer, you're still getting emotionally attached.
Right.
Just by you saying, "Hi, can I help you?"
Yeah. There you go.
So,
The instant gratification of a product-based business. That is something that customers that come to myself are looking for. They want that instant gratification. Like, oh, I was really wanting this type of bracelet. Oh my God, you have this, you know, and they're so excited because it's something that they wanted and they can get it now.
and Stoney, she said she was replying to Treva. She said she completely agreed with Treva. She's a personal banker, and not everyone sees the value in a product, but they generally do come back. You know what I'm saying? They might be like, "Oh, I don't need it now," but you know what I mean? They come back and be like, "Oh,
okay, well,
okay,
I did need that."
So that's definitely, you know, definitely a good thing. And product knowledge, yes, most definitely. You have to know the product you selling. Like for me, selling travel. Okay, how can I sell travel if I just found out Africa was a continent and not a country? Like seriously, how can I sell travel when I don't know certain things that a person who's selling travel is supposed to know?
Right.
You know, I can't give that knowledge. So go ahead.
Oh no, finish.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, yeah. So there's a few comments I put up there for you.
Okay.
Stoney said a shyster will sell you something you don't need, but something they need to sell. Ooh.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
A shyster will sell you, I got to read it again. A shyster will sell you something you don't need, but something they need to sell.
Gotcha.
See, now I don't want to get personal with this. I don't want to get personal because that's me. I'm not a shyster.
Oh my gosh, shut up. So, you guys, as we get closer to the end of our show, I really, really want you guys to flood the feed with an answer to this question. And then we'll kind of bounce it until it's time for us to go. What advice would you give to someone who is just starting out in their entrepreneurial journey? That is something that
Why don't you repeat that again? So just
what advice would you give to someone who is just starting out their entrepreneurial journey? So they just had a dream, woke up, like, this is the business I want to start. What would you tell somebody?
Do your research.
That's a good one.
Do your research on the proper etiquette of whatever it is you're doing.
Right.
Like search your proper licensing. The laws, the certain work laws that you have to have, certain, licenses that you have to have in a certain state to have a home-based, a home-based business. So I would say definitely do your research and once you do your research, then you can kind of figure out where you fit in that research.
Gotcha.
And you know,
It's a learning process.
yes, definitely.
It's a
It's not. No, it's
Hello,
not. Okay.
learning
Dorian
process.
said the ladies took over Barry's Facebook.
Uh-oh.
All right, ladies. Hey, the ladies. What's
But you
wrong
know
with that?
what? That's something that I've said pretty much ever since the lady, and Barry can vouch for this.
What?
I've told him several times that the ladies just took over Shopkulture.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I told him several times that the ladies
It
took
is
over
what it is.
Shopkulture. And that's why that's why, you know, it's a mix, Shopkulture and
Yes.
Shopkulture Supreme, you know. So
Yes,
we gonna always the first ladies, that's what it is. The first ladies.
But Dorian also gave a gem with don't overreach and invest bigger than you can afford.
there you go.
Definitely.
Oh, that's awesome. That is.
Oh my goodness, Stoney do a SWOT analysis. I haven't heard that since grad
That's
school.
because
That's true. She must be in grad school. Are you?
Yes.
Stoney, you're going for your MBA.
Yes.
That is awesome.
She knows. She knows.
Oh my gosh.
Dorian says, I started as a solo barber, tiny location. Now 7 years later, I'm in a much bigger location with 6 barbers.
There you go.
Congrats,
And that's
Dorian.
great. I will also say, because I did the opposite. I had that, and I actually downsized. And I couldn't be any more happier. So there's always different ways of running a business and determining what the success of your business is. Some people see success as more barbers, bigger location.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some other barbers that
It's about
smaller
quality.
location,
It's
yeah.
about the
and so
quality.
I think that's the beauty of business and being an entrepreneur is that there's no grand way of analyzing what success is.
Right. Yes.
It's what you determine what works best for yourself.
Right, and it's ever changing.
And it's ever changing.
Ever changing.
Yes.
So my advice would be establish your why. You have to know why you're doing this. I mean, some people will just willy-nilly and start, and then 3 months later, 3 weeks later, the next day even, will be like, nah, I changed my mind. So establish your foundation. Write it down. Write it on your mirror. You know, put it somewhere where you can see it every day, so it gives you that motivation to keep going. Mine was, I put my logo up, and it's everywhere. I have it on my car. I have it everywhere to remind me, hey, you started this, or me, I started this. So, am I just going to let it fall by the wayside? Because it gives you don't want to be disappointed in yourself.
And that's how I feel about Supreme.
Yeah, you don't want to be disappointed in yourself.
That's definitely
So
how
always having that, because it's like me. People are my motivation. Like, I like to be around people, but stop it. But if I can't motivate me, neither can you.
Neither can you.
Very
Hot
kidding.
damn.
You could call me every day, like, girl, you go get it. I'm like,
That's
Any
a
other
mouthful.
advice popping through?
That's definitely a mouthful. And you know what? One more piece of advice from me: don't overthink. Don't overthink.
Shoot your shot. No. Shoot your shot. I love that.
Shoot your shot.
Oh gosh, just
Hey,
don't
Julie.
don't overthink.
Mhm.
Just don't overthink, because overthinking is bad for everyone. Yeah. So we got Tay says, don't grow broke. Wait a minute.
Don't grow broke.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
She said, don't grow broke.
I
Don't
love
listen to the naysayers that will say everyone's doing that. You are you. Create a team. And that's what's up.
Yeah.
You have to have people that's gonna fight for your shit like you fight for.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
And that's why when the team that I built, the team that I wanted, the team that I have because it's that energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you definitely have to have a team that y'all have that energy and everybody's definitely on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Dorian says, I started with just my money to start small, no debt. I see where debt can be difficult.
Yes.
You know, it's definitely. I think it's somewhat easy to start a small business. Basically selling anything,
You can.
and then you know, so
And that is not always a bad thing. You know how to
it's
utilize
not.
it.
It's not.
Utilize other people's money to make money.
That's true.
That's the American way.
Yeah, yeah.
Go watch Wolf of Wall Street.
I was gonna say that too. Trevor says, know that it won't be easy, but it's worth it. Please invest in self-development. Find a mentor that is where you want to go. Be relentless, work with purpose, and remember entrepreneurs eat what they kill. Be ready to ride for yourself relentlessly.
Come on. I love
Trevor.
that.
Yes, Trevor.
Yes. Entrepreneurs eat what
Yes.
they kill.
Yes.
I
Are you
love
guys-
that.
Yes.
Are you a LLC? Are you an S corp? Do you have any advice in terms of?
I think
I hate the paperwork.
I'm a LLC.
Okay.
I'm bad
And
for it.
LLC is a lot easier than just being, you know, just a corporation. You know,
I mean,
it's-
there's different advantages.
Yes,
You know, I
yes.
was an LLC for a long period of time and went to S corp. I think I'm gonna go back to LLC.
Yeah.
Like S corp is a lot of paperwork. You definitely probably want to have you an accountant to help you with that.
Yes.
But I would encourage people to really look at, you know, what your tax liability is, and
Yes.
to really study that. And yeah, just figure it out.
And Tay said business credit is important.
Absolutely.
It definitely is. I mean, like even jobs now are actually checking your credit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So credit period, not just business credit, but credit period is of the utmost importance.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So
We are at the.
we're at the end.
We're at the end.
Okay, so
Oh my God. This
Yes.
is an amazing show.
yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank you
you.
Thank you for your
Thank you,
engagement,
thank you.
you guys. Your advice is going to help so many people to actually take that line and run with it. So we
Yes,
appreciate
yes.
you guys being on today.
Yes.
Your engagement was amazing. Thank you, Barry, for
Yes.
putting your little 2 cents in.
And being,
Yeah,
No problem.
producer.
thank you, producer. Well, we love you guys.
Yes,
Thank you for jumping
yes.
on. We're so thankful, grateful, blessed to
Yes.
be here with you guys
Very
every
much
Monday. So, congrats again to Carmen. Thank you very, 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 very much.
Very, very much.
Very, very much. I love you guys. Have a great week.
Yes.
And you guys watch Shop Culture tomorrow. Tomorrow
Yes.
evening, 8
Yep.
o'clock.
Yes, we got Shopkulture Supreme 616 Instagram,
on IG.
and we got the Shopkulture Supreme Chit Chat Lounge on Facebook. Please, 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 and then we got the Shopkulture Live on IG, on Instagram. Shopkulture. Well, Barry will tell y'all about that tomorrow.
We got you. You know what it
Bye,
is.
guys.
SK.
Bye.